I was going to say, when a gulp this drink so loudly while you're giving that speech, but then you actually started broadcasting. So.
Well, it's only been like an hour, but we're here and we're going to try to get some gaming in. So,
hi, Jeremy.
I don't think anybody's here.
You're the only one that ever waits this long for our stupid bullshit.
That's true. That's true.
Love you, buddy.
Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We're going to be jumping back into our Rogue Trader game tonight. It's been a couple of months in real time since we've played. It's going to be a real short recap. We got back to the mining colony. We found out that Kayne was raiding along with some potential Xenos things. We got there. That turned out to be the case. We talked to Brant. He was the guy kind of in charge. He was sort of a dickhead and kind of held Venari accountable for like trying to get shit done. I mean, fucking guy, right? So we went and we fought Kayne. It was real bad, and that's where it ended. So that's it. Take it away, Neil.
Real bad for who? You guys did pretty good against
for
him.
Me, I almost got fucking killed.
But like you didn't. So in Rogue Trader, if you don't get killed, it went really well. I mean, ostensibly, like, if I don't almost kill somebody, I'm not doing my job because there's no drama at all. So,
that's fair.
Yeah. So you're at you killed him in his lair of Xenos. I mean, it's not really like a supervillain lair or anything. It's literally like, I mean, it's like a cave behind a waterfall. That had very primitive looking, anything like, there's like literal like torches, like literal physical torches, not like some kind of like glowing crystal light thing or something. And it looks like there may be some. If you go back any length of the way, it doesn't really open up into a big cavern. It kind of splits off into branching sort of cavernous tunnels. You're not quite sure how far or deep those go into the earth.
Okay. So I'm going to edit this back to the front then. So after like Kayne goes down, Jarnan heals up Venari a little bit. And, some of the things are sort of running off. The guys are shooting, taking random pot shots. Venari's like, leaning on his sword. He's got the power field off. He's all fucked up. He's bleeding. He calls the skull over and has it flick on the vox on it so that everybody can hear him. And he like coughs up some blood. He's like, looks down there, like wipes it on his fucking shirt, and he says, "Brothers," waits for people to kind of like stop. So the time for a reckoning had come. I'm gonna start over again. Just edit this part out.
That's totally unreal.
Yeah, right. The time for a reckoning.
I wish I was in charge of this. I would have made that canon.
God damn it!
Always restart that over.
No, that's absolute. That's what happens. Venari's just like, we'll fix it in post.
Right.
Write this down. It went better for me.
The time for a reckoning had come. The time to punish the traitor Kayne and his foul Xenos minions for the wrongs perpetrated against the Emperor and his faithful servants. And you, waves his hand to the guys, answered the call, some perhaps with fear, some with exultation. But once committed, you realized that the only outcome was our victory. The traitor has fallen, bitter, broken, and twisted, defeated in body and spirit. And while we rejoice in his defeat, we sorrow at the circumstances that brought one so close to us to lose faith and heart. I could not have blamed you for being the first to lose heart in the face of such savagery if we had not shared in your danger. Indeed, It would have been your right if you had done all the work merely for others to reap the rewards, and I could not blame you. But it is not so. You and I, we have shared the labor and shared the danger and the rewards. The glory is all for us. Gather the fallen so they may be shown the proper respect for their sacrifice, and let no man say that Venari Hallerman takes his men for granted. The legend of those who serve in the ranks of Hallerman's hunters will spread far and wide, and you will be respected and feared across the Kayne sector and beyond. Slayer of Chimera and the scourge of Xenos. For honor, for glory, for the God Emperor. No.
I don't have sound effects for that, but yeah, you get a rousing, like the men are stoked. All of your crew who helped defeat this menace are, I mean, they're rejoicing. That got them riled up, and I'll give you a +5 for this session to your crew because they feel super badass now.
Nice. I mean, we're probably going to leave here in like 10 minutes, and it won't matter.
Wait, I thought some of your ship crew was doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's...
like, your ship crew will get it, too.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
You'll need it. What?
So after they, like, all scream and they're kind of, like, patting each other on the back, he just, like, turns and, like, coughs up, like, a huge fucking, like, chunk of blood. And then, so then we investigate.
And then a guy's like, dibs on your power sword. Huh? Sorry.
So Emmaus sees Venari spit up all the blood and then looks to the other two and just arches his eyebrow, making sure Venari didn't see him.
Oh, whoa! What the fuck?
Kynnoch will just kind of give like a little bit of a shrug as he puts his hood back on.
Fucking
look over to Jarnan.
Jarnan's probably just shaking his head like, what a fucking asshole.
Yeah, now Jarnan's just kind of looking away, muttering under his breath, kind of rolling his eyes.
Fully what I expected.
We love you, Venari.
Yeah, whatever. So then we do the other thing that you said. We go and investigate and look in the cave. So they don't have like any kind of. We don't find anything. There's no like Xenos artifacts. There's the loot and shit that they stole. I guess right.
The treasure.
You would likely find supplies that were raided from the mining colony. Yeah.
But
not Xenos artifacts as in anything. It seems as if anything they were using that was non-primitive was modified to do as such, likely by Kayne, and using stolen goods from the mining colony. So
stolen goods that no doubt they'd like to have back.
Yeah, I was going to say, should we round that all up and take?
Of course, yeah. Like, you would definitely be able to recoup some amount of the supplies and building materials and that sort of thing that were raided for sure.
Yeah, he would set the mercs up to start like dragging shit out. We'll load up the shuttles and stuff because they don't. I mean, we're security, right? So it's not like they're going to send some engineers out here to like go dig around in caves to get their shit back. So,
I mean, some of it is sort of in the caves. Others, there are like encampments above ground as well, near there, where things are. The cave itself looked like it was sort of more of Kayne's kind of lair, and potentially there could be some Xenos deeper in. You're not sure, but based on what you've seen so far, and based on the experience of the mining colony itself, it wasn't really an issue other than the ones led by Kayne himself. It seemed to be him sort of convincing / co-opting the local sort of primitives to kind of engage in his cause, whatever it might have been.
Right.
So it doesn't seem to you that, like, if there were more of these creatures sort of down, like Sand's leader, they're not really gonna likely have, like, they're not, no primitives other than ones led by him have raided the encampment.
Okay. Yeah, so they just gather shit up. We'll put it in the shuttles and head back and deliver all that stuff to the mining people.
Okay.
Weapons
Are we
being a
gonna
priority.
Send them back and us stay and look around, or
I mean, I would send one shuttle back maybe if you want to do that. I don't want to send them both and be stuck out here.
well, I didn't know if we were going to send some stuff back and we were going to stay and look around, or if we were going to go back with them.
He kind of like looks around. So he pulls you a little bit closer and he says, "Look, that was pretty rough. I think I want to go fucking digging around down there right now. I mean, if you, well, we could send the skull, see if there's anything down there worth fetching."
Well, I think it would be probably prudent just to keep some people around in case there is a breakout of more Xenos from any of the tunnels. But yeah, I don't think we're in a position to go start digging around and searching ourselves, but we should probably keep someone here just to keep an eye on it.
Well, before Kayne, these things were here before. They don't seem to have bothered with the colony at all. It should be fine.
Oh, so that's the thing. These are kind of native, right? These aren't Kayne rounded some things and brought them back down. He just took the people that were already here and whipped them into shape then, right?
Yeah, he might have them stirred up, and maybe they would try to continue his work, but they won't have the same tactical abilities that they would have under Kayne. It should be easy enough for the mercs to take care of anything that happens to stray in.
If I may interject, Captain.
Yes.
I would suggest, yes, as you have so rightfully stated, they are not, minus their leader, they will not be nearly as powerful as before or threatening. However, give a monkey a spear and it will still be a threat, even if it does not know how to properly wield it. So I believe that since we have the numbers here anyway, rather than leaving it up to the mercenaries and the small contingent that will be left behind, perhaps, while we have the much greater numbers, it would behoove us to just simply eliminate the threat altogether instead of leaving it up to future worries.
Suppose we can do it now then. The men are riding on a high. Just send them in and see what they turn up. We'll send the. Do you wish to follow your? Kind of waves his hand. Your skills are quite useful in situations such as this.
If we believe that there is anything of a warp or psychic phenomena down there, then I will be more than happy to follow the contingents down and provide an additional layer of information.
Do you sense anything?
Do I? Can I do a
Yes,
sign essence
I was-
check?
Yeah, I was just waiting for a sign
Yeah.
essence check. Yes, please.
All right.
Do I?
I believe that's what he says.
That will be
Yeah.
a 24 out of 58.
You
So that's
feel
3 degrees.
okay. You feel no warp energies
Mm-hmm.
from further in the cave system.
Mm-hmm.
You do feel a bit of a residual sort of warp signature in the area you're currently standing from your psychic energy use, as it was quite effective / powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you feel nothing further in,
Mm-hmm.
at least from a warp taint, sort of standpoint.
Yeah.
You don't feel anything.
Sounds good. And so he'll stand there for a moment, focus on his third eye, open up the surroundings, and after a few moments, he will say, I do not believe that there is anything further that has harnessed the warp, or I do not sense any taint within the area.
We know that our quarry awaits us on Agusia.
Indeed.
So I think if we want to get Brant maybe back on our side, why don't we deliver the supplies we've reclaimed and maybe give him and his guards a chance to come and clear out the caves and blow off a bit of steam if they want. That might let them feel a bit of vengeance for what has been done to them recently by all the people Kayne rounded up. So let them do the dirty work of climbing around to the caves and leave us away from it.
Neil, do they have any of their own guards?
Who?
The mine.
The mining folks, or is it just us?
Well, you're their guards, so
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, whether you brought all of your whether your entire base came with you is.
They didn't. Some of them stayed back to protect the settlement, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I assume not everyone came, but for the most part, I mean, you are the hired guns. So
Yeah.
the mining colony itself is miners and administrators and that sort of thing. Whereas you're the security / don't let people fuck us up. So some of you, some of your guys are there, obviously, and then the rest remained behind. But
Yeah.
for the most part, they're there.
So there's not like a guard contingent at the mine anyways. It's just us or whoever we bring.
It's the
Yeah,
mercenaries.
Yeah, you are hired security essentially for the colony, and essentially you negotiated an outpost for yourselves in exchange for protecting the mining colony specifically. So,
it was my thought if there was anybody there that's native that stayed at the mine that they can come and do that. But if it's not, then I guess we have to do that.
All right, so Venari just sits down and he says, he waves for the skull. The skull comes over. He says, "Go down in there, investigate the caves. Keep your pick recorder up."
how long would you like him to do that?
We have no idea how big the cave system is. I'd give him half an hour. So they're moving shit, they're collecting stuff up. So we're probably here for an hour anyway. So maybe half hour in, half hour out. Just to scope around, see if there's anything that we need to.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty branching. It comes back unharmed as it's going through. There are what looks to be some sort of even less they're not sentient-looking sort of creatures that sort of scuttle about in the caves. There are a handful of the primitive creatures that Kayne had enlisted that it does run into sort of more shallow into the cave system versus deeper in. They basically, at the light from the skull, sort of scurry away, hide. Nothing too aggressive seems imminent from. I mean, it maps, however many. It doesn't go in a straight line. It kind of goes down, and if it hits, it'll go back and forth a little bit to kind of map. It looks like there's a pretty, a somewhat intricate tunnel system, but for the most part, seems benign. Other than, of course, there are stragglers of sort of the whatever local species he had sort of gotten on his side. Based on your scans previously, there are more of them on the surface than, you couldn't penetrate all the way through the sort of cave systems, but it seems like they were probably more terrestrial on the surface than they were underground cave dwelling. It doesn't really seem like these were mines either. They seem sort of either naturally formed or formed by some sort of local fauna that sort of dug through them or created these sort of hive systems without they're not like mines where they have wooden reinforcements or that sort of stuff. It's not like hewn stone or anything. It's a cave system. So
Okay. Yeah, when it comes back, then he just, they're finishing up loading shit, I guess, or whatever. He says, look, this seems fine. I mean, we can't exterminate all of these creatures. They were here before the mining colony. Let's take what we have, go back, return everything to Brant. Maybe it'll make him happy. He's probably, the guy's an asshole, let's face it. But, it'll make him a little happier, I guess. And we'll have earned our pay for this one, for sure. I'm assuming everybody agrees then. Cool. Yeah,
Let's take everything back and see if Brant has a different view of us now.
Cool. Can I reach the Heretic's Bane from the shuttle? Probably,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me if this is feasible or not, because I don't know how long we're actually going to be on the planet.
Sure.
Venari would like to have 100 patches made for the squad now, because they're just regular mercs and shit. So he wants Hallerman's Hunters patches made and flown down to the surface before they leave.
Okay. Come on. Yeah, that's easy. That's nothing. Yeah, you can get that made.
There's thousands and thousands of people on the ship. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
you have the resources to easily make that sort of thing.
Okay.
Within. If it's if it were 50,000 of them, maybe I'd have it take a couple hours. But if you need 100 or even 500 or 1,000, someone could sew those or produce those out of some sort of material that you have for sure.
All right, cool. So he calls up for that, and he tells them to bring along with that a couple of cases of his personal Amasic brand, and he's going to throw the guys a party before they take off.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
They earned it.
Your command crew on the bridge agrees and says they'll make sure it is there within. Likely take 2 hours with getting everything ready and getting a shuttle down. So 2, maybe 3, if for something gets held up. But
Sounds
not
good. And we were like a half hour out to the cave or something like that?
yeah, something like that.
Okay. So that's pretty good timing then.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. You get back and dock. As you obviously get clearances, they know your shuttle signature. Brant is standing on the landing pad as you disembark. Well, hello there. Seems, hope everything has been taken care of. Seems quick.
I'm going to edit this out. What's his title? Is he...
CEO of... Hold on.
he's
Ferdinand. He's the CEO of this particular mining colony, which I don't believe I named, so we're going to call it... shit. I don't know. Gregor Mining Facility.
Okay.
Gregor. It's part of Ferdinand Merchant House, is the actual merchant house that administrates all of the... he works for them, but the mining facility for Gregor Mining Facility is... he runs all of that. I guess, sure, there might be a few other mines on other planets that he's in charge of. So he's CEO of Gregor Mining Company.
Okay. So he says, Mr. Brandt, the problem has been rectified. We have the stolen material returned to you to do as you see fit. The traitor Kayne has been killed.
Sort of grin comes across his face. Excellent. So it seems we haven't been paying you for nothing. You're quite effective. We are in your debt, and you've returned many of the goods. These resources will really help us expand our mining capabilities. He took some rather important items, in particular some of the mining equipment. It seems you've gotten intact, even. He kind of looks as people are unloading shuttles and some things, and there's like a couple engineer sort of maintenance facility guys kind of like giving thumbs up. He's like, excellent. It seems our progress won't be hindered. I appreciate your hard work, and of course, I'll put in a good word with our merchant house, letting them know that we did not choose poorly in your security watch for our company. We seem to have finally found someone who can deliver on their promises.
He straightens up, and as he gets to his full height, he kind of like fucking winces because his fucking ribs are broken or whatever. And he kind of coughs again. Yes, we honor our word, and these men are worth every penny. He just kind of like sweeps his hands so the guys sort of like milling around, moving shit and whatever.
Indeed, and perhaps worth a bonus. I'll make sure your men are well taken care of, as I'm sure you have matters to attend to. You look as if you need any medical facilities, we obviously are well outfitted. The mines are a dangerous place. So we have more than enough expertise, should you need it. I appreciate all your sacrifices. I may seem as if I drive a hard bargain. That's only because there's a heavy pressure for me to deliver in this position, and you never know with mercenaries whether they take the job seriously or not.
They are the most serious. I find in my line of work that you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar.
Perhaps. I'll take that into advisement.
I would indeed like to avail myself of your hospitality then. I've taken a little bit of a beating myself.
Well, come then. I appreciate your services. And of course, your men are more than welcome to take advantage of any of our facilities as well. Follow me, if you will. I'll show you to the medical bay. And as well, I'll make sure some refreshments and more of our fineries are rolled out for you and your men. I think today is worthy of a celebration. I thought we would be well behind schedule at this point, but now I believe we will make quite a hefty profit this quarter.
Excellent. And he like throws an arm over his shoulder as they're kind of walking. More to almost lean on him than in a.
He leads you through. They do have a quite well equipped medical bay. It seems as if, aside from, obviously mines being quite, sort of rudimentary work, the facilities are quite well outfitted. The merchant house that he works for is not, they are not on the decline. They have well-equipped facilities. Their med bay is fairly sophisticated. And it does look like they are pretty well funded. So they're able to take care of you. Any wounds that anyone has are able to be taken care of. I would assume unless you're really wanting to leave like that day per se, you can certainly take enough time to heal up and prepare yourself sort of for the next go around.
Yeah, if we like he would confer with the rest of the crew. He comes back out sort of like wrapped up. He's got his armor off and everything. He says, Jarnan, I know we have a mission that lays before us, laid out by the wisdom of the ecclesiarchy. But perhaps a few days rest and prayer could help set us to success against our common foe.
I would agree that a few days rest would do us good, which you can get on the ship since we finished the mission you wanted to go on, and now it's time for you to keep your promise to me.
Of course, Jarnan, as long as you've known me, I've always kept my promises to you. It seems that we should take the opportunity to perhaps mend some fences here. I would also like to check to see the progress of our base here and make sure that they are keeping to their word.
How many days would you like to stay here?
Neil, what would it take to heal up? I have 3 health.
Out of what?
14.
Wow. I don't know what the game mechanics are, but I'm going to say you're going to need at least a month at that point.
A month?
That's harsh. But you couldn't do that on the ship in warp, per se. Like, you need like actual like rest / care, so you couldn't just like be like, we're in the warp for 3 months or whatever. You need to like take a rest at that point and like be rested. If you took a week, you can get a quarter of that back. If you take 2 weeks, you get a half, that sort of thing. Or if you go somewhere else, like you could go to somewhere and also still be resting once you get there as well. But you're going to need time at that point because that's pretty rough.
Well, I know Jordan's not going to give me a month.
He's a real hard driver.
See, the doctors here suggested that recovery could take up to a month, and he immediately like puts his hands up, like I know. Perhaps a week. Just to get my feet back under me. The vagaries of the warp being what they are, we could be a month in the warp. We could arrive before we left. But I will be no good in a battle against a warp demon the way I am now.
I would agree that you are not much use in a battle against a warp demon, especially now that you're injured. So I can bargain with you. The doctors say they want to give you a month. How's 3 days?
Jarnan. I feel that 3 days may not be quite enough. Let's call it 5.
Well, if we're going to stay here for 5, might as well stay here for the whole week.
There is wisdom in your words, Jarnan.
There's also wisdom in the God Emperor, and maybe you should pray a little harder and you will come close to death less often.
His wisdom speaks through you, his holy vessel.
And you are a kiss ass.
Jarnan, you know me too well.
Mm-hmm.
A week then, and we shall slay your demon.
Yes. Now go rest up, get healed. If you want, while we are en route after the week, I can also give you medical attention.
Most prudent.
That was going to be my question. Does anyone have Medicaid to additionally help for his week they're going
Yeah.
to give?
I do.
Well, are you going to do that? Is the question.
Yeah, mainly because it serves the greater good.
Okay.
When I walk away from Jarnan, he sees me pulling the flask out from underneath the robe that I'm in.
I'm gonna run after him and grab the flask out of his hand.
Whoa! What, Jarnan?
What's in this?
Medicine.
Is it alcoholic in nature?
It may have an alcohol base. It's all it's all the same.
You do know alcohol thins your blood and makes it take longer for you to heal. So for the next week, you're sober.
Like he sags visibly. he holds out the flask to you.
I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna put it in a pocket of my robes. You can have this back when we arrive.
And he checks his chronometer and he's weak, huh?
Depends on how long it takes us to get through the warp.
5 days it is.
He just kind of trundles off now, like he's sad.
If we spend a month in the warp, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
Oh, I rolled a 90.
So are you doing Medicaid to help him?
Yeah.
Give me a roll for Medicaid.
Let's see. What is it? Intelligence. I got. I just rolled a 97.
Oh my god!
You don't give him any additional help. Wow, you could have really gotten some good wounds back if you would have rolled well.
Yeah.
He's
Sad,
poking
real
his
shame.
wounds.
Real
Are
shame.
you sure you're not drinking? Poke.
He's like, I don't think this is healing right. You've been drinking for sure. Poke. And you're like, that's bleeding more. No, it's the drinking. It thins the blood.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Damn it!
Gonna say it's tough love. He's also detoxing, which,
He's got the shakes.
probably explains it.
He probably does have the shakes.
I got the DTs.
I'm not trying to poke you. Stop shaking.
So a quarter of 14 is 3.5. So am I going to get 3 wounds
Four.
or 4 wounds? Okay.
Four.
Good.
And then I'll say, I don't know what the rule is, but I'll say, yeah, depending on the time, you'll get half wounds recovered. We'll say half wounds during travel time, warp time.
Well, so that would give me 7, which I'm at half. So half of
That
the
depends.
half.
What?
I had 3. If we stay for a week and I get 4, I'm at 7.
Yep.
And
We don't know
then-
how long you're in the warp because you
Okay,
haven't warped yet.
All right. So he's dry at the party with the guys then, like that first night. I guess I'm assuming this happens like the first day. So they're all like having a great time.
I need a willpower roll.
Oh, I'm gonna fail that. All right. Shit. What's my willpower here? Do I have anything to boost that? Is this a fear roll? Can I re-roll that?
Nope. This is not a fear roll whatsoever.
All right. Well, okay. 56 out of 40.
You
Nope.
lose a hit point.
You don't. Out drinking doesn't have anything to do with wound healing, but you get drunk as fuck. Like you are partying, and Jarnan notices
Oh.
for sure.
He's like trying to hide it, right? So in the beginning, so like he's got his big coat on and shit. So he'll take a drink and then he's kind of like holding it under his coat, and then he's like looking around.
To be fair, you didn't just start drinking, but the guys are all like, "Commander, Lord Captain, you have to, you have to toast with us. We took out that traitor for the sake of the God Emperor." And then eventually, I mean, you feel bad. You can't just tell them no forever. So you take a couple drinks, and then you take a couple more drinks, and then it's really good Amasek.
I imagine at one point Venari sitting in his captain's chair, and the servo skull comes over with a cup of Amasek. And you're just fucking no, not right now.
Well, he starts like fake drinking, right? Like doing shots, and then like it just keeps hitting his lips, and then he just like starts drinking and then starts drinking.
Yeah. But you're there for a couple days, and it's like a couple day party.
Oh shit, that's real bad.
It was a big win.
Okay, well, yep.
So is there a storage area in the servo skull? Is there like a place where you can stick stuff in?
So we removed the last pistol, I believe, is canon now. So like there is a space underneath because the claws typically hold my bottle of Amasek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine there's like a small serving kit in there. Like a shaker and some Amasek, a couple of highballs. Yeah.
Could be. I mean, I don't think this feels bad.
If nothing else, it can definitely hold a bottle of Amasek, and definitely has like the picked recorder and a last pistol, and a few other little tools. But it definitely can hold a bottle of booze.
It usually does.
That's pretty standard at this point for you.
So I'm gonna when the servo skull comes by, I'll make sure Jarnan's not looking, and I'll slip my flask into it, and then I'll smack it on its ass and send it on its way.
You know what to do.
Man, even your crew's selling you out.
Kynnoch was right.
Oh, the God Emperor is a patient being.
I feel like at some point, like Jarnan or Venari kind of like stumbles up to you, like thinking it's somebody else. And, like, throws an arm around you, and he's got like a glass in his hand, and then he's like, and he like throws it over his shoulder, hits some guy in the fucking head. Jarnan, how are you doing?
I am well. How are you?
I am on the mend.
Clearly. You know what? I'm gonna put my hand out and be like, how about we shake on this and just accept that it was a good victory?
Sure. And he like cautiously like puts his hand out to you.
I'm gonna shake his hand and then kind of pull it towards me a little bit and go, I told you not to drink. And I'm gonna press the red hot copper wire that I was holding in my other hand onto his forearm.
God. Oh.
Heretics burn. Don't lie to me again.
Mm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a toughness roll.
Fail this one too. 40. Oop, out of the box. 93.
You take a wound from that, it really hurts. It's kind of bleeding a little.
I assume you just like walk away.
Yep.
Nice.
Pretty soon your arms are going to have as many burn marks as Jarnan's.
Yeah, I don't think this is the first time.
Nope. It's at least the second that I can remember.
Venari should know better, but he's a little drunk, so.
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
That's what they say, I guess.
Uh,
Yep. I'm going to stay at the party. Keep an eye out.
It's like the teachers at the school dance,
yeah.
staring at everybody.
I think like Venari tries to extricate himself out of the party then. Like that's sobered him up quite a bit. So
yeah, at that point you can definitely you can slip out without anyone noticing. Or like caring, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say Jarnan definitely noticed.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back before you guys decide to make way to somewhere.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
shit,
go
sorry, I
grab it.
thought that was on mute.
I'm going to go grab a drink real quick too.
Okay.
As Emmaus is dying in the corner.
I pushed the mute button by accident.
Look, Sky M20 just showed up. Everybody's bailing out.
I'm still here.
I know.
I gotcha.
You're the little fucking bird in my ear.
I got it.
I assume you probably see that whole exchange and just sort of have like a smug grin.
Oh no, Kynnoch is not even close to the whole area.
No?
Nope, he has been spending all of his time up in the in his suite area. He's in the observation deck. We got back to the ship. He immediately and went up, and has been up there for the last couple of days.
Oh shit. Okay. That's good. We don't have to worry about your creepy ass then. It's the last thing I need right now. Turn around drunk and you're standing there with your hood half off or something.
The eye staring at you.
Maybe I can convince him to team up with me.
Wouldn't that be the ecclesiarchy teaming up with a heretic?
I'm not a heretic. I'm officially sanctioned licensed navigator.
Hey, a psyker is a psyker is a psyker.
No, we're grooming him.
Oh, Jesus.
So when he gets, I don't know, too old to be of use, we can just feed him to the God Emperor.
Yeah.
And he'll be a nice, powerful psyker.
No. Hey, even black ships need navigators.
Yep.
John, you're real low again.
Am I really? That's
Yeah,
so
sounds fine to me.
I think
weird.
Yeah.
maybe it's me. Is it me?
I think it's you.
I think it's
He's-
you.
He sounds a bit louder now than he was before, so.
Okay.
Damn it, Jim. He's a Vulcan.
Comes in late, he leaves in the middle of the show. Fucking guy.
Maybe he was pooping.
Mm,
I gotta tell you, John, I love the interplay between Jarnan and Venari.
I'm not gonna lie, I threw a small lighter and small copper wire in my gear when we first made these characters just for the fuck of it. And that thing has come in so handy.
Nice.
that's awesome.
I was afraid that when I gave you the flask, you were just gonna like look at me, unscrew it, and fucking dump it all out.
No, see, unlike Venari, Jarnan doesn't lie.
Venari doesn't. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
shut up. Yeah, he
he
does.
stretches the truth.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Like
I
a
should say,
piece of warm mozzarella.
I guess I should say Jarnan doesn't lie and get caught doing it.
Oh shit! You gotta like flagellate yourself for that or something.
Yeah.
He does.
Why do you think he has a lighter and a copper wire? Oh yeah, no. Like I said, Venari's gonna have as many freaking scars on his arms as Jarnan does.
Probably. You're gonna have to find a new spot after a while. It's gonna be all scarred over. I won't even feel it.
All right, I'm back. Ready to get the fuck off this planet.
All right, before we get the fuck off this planet,
Ah! You take 10 wounds.
I just want to know how's the progress on the base because he would have taken a shuttle over or whatever to see like the pace of construction and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, at this point, it seems likely you'd have at least all of the minimum requirements are built. So there's, bunk rooms and mess hall and, armory and all that sort of stuff. There's nothing specialized built unless you order it so. So right now it's like a pretty rudimentary, like, infantry base, essentially.
Okay. So for all intents and purposes, complete then, without any extra. Okay.
I mean, like, yeah, as a, like, for the guys there and what they have, sufficient. Is it great? No. Is it, functional? Sure. It'll protect what's there for the moment.
Okay. I mean, they can always try to negotiate some upgrades later. I don't know that there were any when we.
No, or you're gonna have to use your profit factor to buy those upgrades and do whatever you want to do with it. Like
That's
if you
fine.
want to make it your base, then you're gonna have to spend money to do it.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a fallback position if it comes to that.
Sure.
And then those guys have a place to stay, so they're not like mingling, I guess, with the engineers and all that.
I mean,
not
for
that they're restricted.
your
But
guys on the ground, yes. For like a much bigger force, not so much. Like not like all of your troops on your ship.
Yeah, right.
You know, that sort of stuff. Like, there's definitely not room for that. I mean, you have lots more troops than that, or at least people that you sort of conscript into being troops when you need to.
Sure.
That sort of thing. So,
Okay. We're ready to leave.
okay. Everyone says, everyone seems like they're in good spirits. The CEO seems fairly happy with what you've done so far. As far as you know, you're in good standing with your contract. Your profit factor is still secured because it's sort of like a money flow thing more than it is money itself. So everything still looks good. Everything looks protected. And at that point, you are on the bridge of the Heretic's Bane, and the decision comes as to where you head next.
Kynnoch, set in a course for Agusia.
And I will mention Kynnoch actually is not on the bridge right now. He will communicate. He'll like over the comms communicate, but he is staying on the observation deck at this point.
Yep.
Okay. So you want to go to Agusia, and I need to look up those rules real quick because I never remember the sequence of events.
Oh, I have them jotted down here. Step 1, GM determines duration. Navigation warp test to estimate.
Okay. Then do that.
All right.
I will do that while you're rolling.
All right. I am rolling. Let's see. And I better not fail this. It's almost impossible. That is a 39 out of 73.
You think it will take 2 months and warp?
Okay.
From
Yeah.
here?
So I'll communicate that. I'll have a gentleman, an assistant on the deck that I will communicate to. So I'll explain to him that it is approximately 2 months, and he can relay that information to the captain.
It is so relayed.
Yeah. All right. Then let's see here. Then a plus 10 awareness test to locate the Astronomicon. And let's see here. That is do I want to use? Yeah, I rolled it was a 74 out of 63.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to use a fate point.
Do you get any free reroll, or is that just a Void Master?
No, but if I use a fate point, then I automatically succeed at that check.
Your call.
So, you know what? It's only locating the beacon.
Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna try to.
And it's only and it's
Just
step
point.
2 of 5, and it's only by 1 degree. Yeah. So I'm gonna let that one slide. So that's a 74 out of 63.
Okay.
All right. And then plus 10 perception test to detect obstacles.
So as you're doing it, like, Venari's starting to get kind of twitchy, and he gets back on the comm, and he's like, Kynnoch, don't fuck it up.
Well, you might want to say that was a 23 out of 68.
Okay.
The outcome on that one is secret.
I feel
All
like he
right.
kind of knows your routine, so he's like starting to get antsy.
All right, then a navigation warp test to determine accuracy and time modified by the step 2 outcome. So modified by
okay,
my,
so that's a -10 then.
yep, minus
Because
10.
you're off on the. Yeah, you're off on.
Yeah. And this is the one that I might end up using the fate point on. We'll see. What are you? Oh yeah, definitely. That was a 92 out of 78. So I am totally gonna fate point the shit out of that one.
It'll take us 10 years to get there.
Right? And let me double check. Let's see. Because there's something about that. So he will succeed by 1d5 degrees of success, with 5 counting as 0 degrees of success.
Okay.
If degrees of success are relevant to the effect of the power.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if this overrules it or not, but
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna say wait. So what's your reroll? What's your fate point? Is that an ability?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so if you fail your navigation,
that's my
if you
house.
throw
That's my house power.
okay, so if you fail a navigation warp test normally, and you roll a 9 on either dice,
Oh, actually, you know what? Hold on one sec.
you get thrown off course into a random place of my choosing.
Oh, I love it. Well, you know, so I actually haven't used this power yet, and I've been using it.
Yeah,
but I've read it wrong. So the navigator can spend a fate point to automatically succeed in using a navigator power.
Yeah, that's not navigating the warp.
That's not navigating the warp, so never mind. I've never actually used it before.
Not.
So it is going to be 10 years then.
Yeah. No, we're just at a different place now.
Yeah, that's like you're just way off course.
Oh, that's so awesome.
In that case.
All right. And then I need to make depending on if anything happens, I then need to make a perception test to leave the warp.
Yes.
You want that now? Or
actually, give me a percentile die roll again.
I'm going to use my white ones over here.
You're way off course, so I want to know what
71.
71. It's not that bad, but everyone on board suffers from strange dreams. You hear whispers in your periphery while you're awake. Many of them seem ominous, and that, as in each individual hears whispers of betrayal and someone being corrupted in your midst. Whether that holds any truth, you can't say, but the warp is a finicky beast, and so you all are sort of on edge as you are in the warp for but what you would estimate a month before coming into system. Give me your perception roll.
All right.
To leave the warp. I believe that's a minus 20.
It's a negative 20. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to fate point that. That's not good. That's not good at all. It wasn't a 90, but it wasn't good. Oh, that's so much worse. That's 100.
Oh, Jesus.
I just rolled 100.
What?
So
really?
100 out of 38.
We're all paranoid coming out of the warp now.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
What
Oh.
do I do here? What do
Before you kill us, does Jarnan get to make a Medicaid roll at all while we're in the warp or no?
Nope. Not after you're boozing.
You know what else doesn't get to happen when we're in the warp all that time? You drinking.
Why is that?
Because I told you that you can't drink until we arrive at Agusia.
Oh fuck, he doesn't remember that at all.
So I'm guessing you have a couple new scars.
Probably.
All right, let me see what I got.
I feel like you leave notes. Like there's a note on my command chair. There's a note like on my door. There's a note like under my pillow. Why didn't you remember your promise? He's like,
I feel
no,
bad
it's
for
just-
putting that flask in the servo skull then.
I just like leave like a carving of a little flame in random places where you'll see it.
On his quarters door.
yeah.
Yep.
On the flask.
Well, I mean, I do still have the flask. That thing's getting engraved.
On Jarvis's forehead.
I'd be fucked up.
Yep.
Keep fucking around.
Sorry, I was not prepared for this level of crazy town.
Shittery.
Yeah, at
Last
this
time I
point,
crashed the ship into a spaceship into a space station. Let's see what we can do now.
all right, this is gonna be fun. You come out of warp, and immediately sensors start wailing.
Maze
Screams
is used to it.
of alerts ring out on the bridge as your sensors detect ships in your presence. Someone needs to give me a negative 20 auspex check.
That's a scrutiny check, right?
Yeah.
I think that's probably Emmaus because he's at the helm. I think he's got better scrutiny.
I don't know what your detection is, but it would be plus whatever detection you have as well. But
I'm trying to find it. I think it's like 23. Give me one
We have a
second.
pretty stealthy ship.
And I can never find it on the fucking sheet once I remember to bring it up.
Best road trader ever.
Yeah,
So you
well.
said plus 23, then minus 20,
The detection bonus is 22.
22, and then Neo, you said minus 20,
yep.
So plus 2.
plus 2.
And Venari screaming at you, evasive actions, evasive actions.
06 out of 42.
Oh, beautiful. That's why we keep you.
You, as you're scanning, your jaw drops as you see
What?
the scanner showing a huge, hulking concoction of components that has a gaping, toothy-looking maw on the front, indicative of an orc cruiser.
Wait, hold on.
It's gigantic, as in cruiser-sized to you, at least for your what you would normally say. And they are quite formidable in your knowledge, as well as at least 2 orc attack frigates flanking it. A hail comes in from the cruiser.
Venari's eyes flick over to Jarnan, and then he fucking hits the comm button.
This is the God Emperor punishing you for alcoholism.
I don't. It's not the time, Jarnan. This is. Let me work here. Just give me a minute.
And that was totally like whispered into your ear.
Hold on. All right. So you open the hail.
All right. So before we do that, I'm going to do that. But do you want me to make a Forbidden Lore Xenos roll? So, like, what do I know about Orc? Because, like, player, may or may not know more than what Venari would know, I guess.
Sure. Go ahead.
I don't know why I asked, because I probably just fail it.
You never know.
Let's see, 39 out of out of 40. He knows some shit.
You know what orcs are.
What would you like to know? Orcs are exceptionally violent, relatively uncompromising brutes. Their ships are super powerful, but in some cases have significantly more offense than defense as far as capabilities. Not shocking, for most orc tactics involve bludgeoning something to death versus anything else. And then, other than that, most of their stuff works, aside from the fact that it shouldn't. And you shouldn't really fuck with them unless you're prepared for a real crazy fight.
Right. He knows about the teeth and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, overall, yeah, they collect teeth. That's their, like, money / honor points, and there's a very loose hierarchy based on who can smash someone's brains in. And they are, a hierarchy of, like, little slugmen troll things that then eventually will reach a point where, sort of like little goblin-y guys evolve, and then goblin-y guys will eventually evolve into, like, bigger orcs, and then they basically are a fungus that propagates, but eventually becomes these giant fucking crazy things that want to smash your face in.
Okay. Yep. So he opens a hailer.
You see a disgusting sort of bridge filled with just detritus and fucking gross shit hanging off everything, and a massive orc sitting in a captain's chair. He's decked out. He's got, some massive skull of something you've never seen before as a helmet. His armor looks like it's a patchwork of various metals and leathers and scales. He looks furious. Oi! What, stupid Yumi, do in orc space?
Big Chief, we made a mistake. Navigator, stupid. bad navigator. He's waving right, like off screen. He's waving like this, and he's like doing like pencil hand motions.
Okay.
So if someone like runs over like off screen, he scrawls on there, "Tell Kynnoch to get us the fuck out of here." Start getting ready to make another jump.
Oi! Well, then, you pay the toll, and I'll let you go.
And what would the toll be, mighty chief?
Whatever you got. To the tune of some amount of profit factor.
How about bad grain? Are they hungry? All that shit's still in the hold, right?
You could try that. If you want. That's up to your negotiating power, I guess.
So he says, Or
you give us what we deserve, whatever we want from your hold, or however many of our crew we can eat.
those are considerable options. We don't.
Those are options. Those be the rules. Or you go boom.
I understand where you're coming from.
I don't think you do. Give them a taste of it.
Well, hold on. Are you guys hungry? Like, we have so much grain that was supposed to go to the emperor, but I mean, if we have to pay the toll, and not only are we going to pay the toll to you because we have trespassed in your space, orc space, this is your area, but you're also stealing food from that. I mean, he kind of like cups his hand, he kind of like leans towards the monitor. That monster. They need that grain to. I mean, you know, he kind of like looks at Jarnan and kind of like, you know, kind of like hides his face. You know what I mean, right?
Give me a. This is still pretty tough. I mean, they're hostile, insane, and
yeah. I'm trying to be flattering and sort of like
fellowship. Give me a fellowship, but it's going to be -30.
Oof.
Can you even do that?
I can. Well, theoretically, I can make the roll.
We'll see.
All right, it's a green one. I rolled a 13, and -30 gives me 25.
Wow.
No allies.
He thinks about it for a second. Wait a minute. But we don't eat grain. We eat people. Like you.
What if I told you, he leans in again, that the grain, he looks around, is made from people? And he kind of like leans back and he nods his head.
Jaw drops. It's made of people.
Soylent Green is people.
How much of it you got?
He like pulls up a data pad. I don't know if he remembers or not. Just like he's looking. I don't know, however much, like we had tons and tons and tons and tons.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Now, are you willing? Are you going to give him like so? The what you told the emperor or the empire, the Imperium, was the administrators. You're going to give him like I thought you were going to give them the good stuff. That
we
was
did
not tainted.
Yep. And they don't know about the bad stuff.
And they don't. You said the other was you got rid of the other stuff, but then you were going to fuck people over with it.
Yeah, I'll say at this point too. Yeah. At this
All
point,
of
the
that?
door, the door is actually open, and Kynnoch will come on deck at this point.
Oh, who's that? I see him in the back.
That's the asshole that put us over here. That guy.
Oh, then I want him. I'm gonna eat him. I'm gonna eat him up good.
You know what? Believe me, I want you to eat this guy, but
Then let me have him.
for my own satisfaction, I need his teeth, and I'm gonna flay that son of a bitch.
But I'm asking for teeth right now. You give me all the teeth. Teeth is what I need then. I need the teeth.
So, because the grain is made out of people, the teeth are in the grain. You can't wear them, and but it's all part of the whole. It's part of the thing.
Wait a minute.
They grind everything all together.
Give me either a fellowship or intelligence test. Just straight up at that point.
All right, I will attempt to do so.
And then with whatever rationale you're going to give him for.
I'm gonna fate point because that's an 81.
Okay, you might want to do that.
40 out of 55, so a degree of success.
On what? Persuasion
On my-
and intelligence?
Persuasion. I use fellowship again.
Okay, so he wants the teeth. Okay, so he's like, wait a minute. How am I going to use those teeth if they in grains?
Here's the thing. When you eat the teeth, it's going to make you even stronger. The strength is from the inside.
Wait a minute. That kind of makes sense for a second. Hold on. Let me think about this. If I eat the teeth becomes me. Then
Exactly.
I'm worth more.
Right.
All right, I want it all. I want all of it.
We're going to give you every damn pound of grain that we got.
I want all that teeth grains.
But you're going to let us go then, right? Because you're the big chief. You're the smart one. We're stupid
right.
enough to be stuck here.
That's right. You're stupid. You came at our spot and I took your teeth. Even in the form of grain. I took all of your teeth grain. And now we, the smart ones, we, the fed ones. And not only that, we're eating your teeth because you're so stupid. Your teeth are in your grain. That's not even a thing. That's stupid. How stupid could you be to put your teeth in the grain? And now we'll eat them and we'll be even better than you. That's
Even
stupid.
stronger.
You're so stupid.
You're right. We are pretty stupid.
All right, well, you're going to give us all that grain. We're going to send it over. You send it over. We're going to take it all. We're going to eat it all. And we're going to be even more. And I don't want to see your face again. And if
Never
I do,
again.
then your teeth and that man's teeth and that man's teeth and that man's teeth, those are all my teeth.
I'm going to be honest. You probably don't want that guy's teeth, but I understand what you're saying.
I don't
because you
care. I
are the
want
smart
them
one.
teeth. Look, I'm not eating those teeth. I'm going to use those teeth to buy something great. A shooter or an even bigger shooter. The biggest shooter. But this grain, I feel like I'm going to eat this grain. I'm going to be even stronger. And I'm going to eat it all. And then we are going to be the strongest orcs ever.
Yeah,
I'm
you are.
gonna be big boss. The big boss, that's fucking stupid. I'm gonna be the big boss. Cause I'm eating all you stupid motherfuckers' teeths.
You're going to be the biggest boss.
Alright, send it over and I'll think about letting you go.
But you said okay. All right.
Just do it.
He gives him a jaunty salute.
You transfer the grain, I assume.
Yeah. I assume it probably takes a couple of hours.
It takes a very long time to transport it all.
Do we have any dead people? Because like he would send a couple of fucking skulls over just for good measure.
You certainly have dead people if you want. If you want.
Hell yeah!
You want to?
He has the crew pull up a couple of the fucking corpses that they were gonna feed into the fucking the recycler, and he says, "Look, send special from me. Put like a dozen of those in a bag and send them over
with a bow on it."
Okay.
I mean, feed the rest into the recycler. I mean, people got to eat, but you know.
Yeah, sure.
Kynnoch is not sure whether he's happy about what just happened.
Okay.
Like it's kind of like he was expecting it to be like spread out more, but I think
Well, it's either going to be real good or real bad.
Oh, it's going to be real bad.
You never know. They trade you traded it off.
Yeah, Kynnoch did not tell Venari how tainted the grain actually was.
I don't know the Venari
I
cares.
drastically underplayed it.
Oh yeah, and you're sending it all to a bunch of orcs.
Orcs.
Really,
To a fleet of fucking orcs.
die from much stuff. So when they eat that, if you think about what tainted humans might be like, welcome to tainted orcs.
Welcome to Tainted Orc Town.
By the system full.
We'll be done by then.
It's not that far. It's still in the system. So, they get the they get the transfer. You see the orc captain punching a bunch of people and shoving it down the grain down their face, explaining to them that it's actually teeth, and that it's a win and that they have to eat it, no matter how terrible, no matter how gross it is. And then he's like, shut that call off. And then the weapons power down. Seems like you're free to go.
Okay. He doesn't say anything about the bag of heads I sent him.
He does not.
Okay, fair.
Not enough heads really to matter to him. Like, it's some, but it
And the
wasn't.
teeth-
Unless you sent thousands, he's like, it's just like, that's like, saying thank you at the end of a note.
Okay, fair enough.
To him.
So if Kynnoch is still on the bridge, he's like, get down there, get us the fuck out of here right now.
Is there any way for us to like bookmark our location?
GPS for geocaching.
Yeah, right. Just in case we want to come back and check out how this is played out later.
You could give me a warp navigation roll to see
I'm awesome at those.
if you can remember / sort of like memorize / compute the route you actually took to fix your problem.
Let's see. That is 84 out of 85.
You have a more than vague idea of where it is in relation to the Astronomicon. You're like...
Oh, actually, sorry, I read the wrong. So it's an 84 out of a 78. Close. So
No.
Yeah.
Too much turbulence. You don't know where you ended up. You know you ended up in orc space somewhere, but you can't tell from where you were. You can't map a route.
Okay.
So yeah, you're like, I have no fucking clue how to get back here.
Can I have
good?
Yeah, can I have MS like moving the ship out from under them while he's doing his thing, or do we have to be stationary for that?
What do you mean?
So like I imagine like frigate and raiders, and we're kind of like sort of in the middle here. They power down. I want MS to move us out from under them while Kynnoch is locating the Astronomicon and all the other shit. I just don't know if we could do it.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. So we're beating feet.
Yeah, you see them moving. You don't notice them taking attack approach or anything.
Okay.
Moment.
Fly casual. Fly casual.
I'm gonna make it a little easier. Give me an Astronomicon and then the navigation check
All
to see
right.
if you can get this one right.
Where's perception? There we go. My awareness was a 43 out of 68.
Okay. So you're pretty sure you've got Agusia located.
Mm-hmm. And then
But
my
the Astronomicon at least locate. You feel like you've got a pretty good sense, Astronomicon wise.
Oh, nice. All right. And then my navigation was a 35 out of 78.
Okay. So this one, you're pretty sure
I'm
you
like
got right.
beasting numbers right now.
So at this point, I would say if you have wounds that are unhealed, you would heal at a quarter rate, though. So it'd be like half your wound total possible wounds.
So I get my 1 back. Takes me back to 7 then.
No, what's your total wound threshold?
My total wounds is 14. I'm currently at 6.
So you would get 7 back.
Oh, I'm getting. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you would get half of your total wound
Yeah.
capability healing back because it takes you another couple. It takes you another month / longer. But that's at quarter healing. So, give me another percentile.
Yeah.
Fun.
Who, me?
Nope.
Oh.
Kynnoch.
Yep.
That is a straight up 46. That's all we're asking for.
Okay, let's see.
You make a U-turn. That's not good.
Everyone's. Oh no! Sorry, that's Navigator mutation. Sorry. What was it again? 46.
Yep.
Um.
I also just went ahead, if you want, I just straight up pre-rolled the entire navigation thing.
Oh. Sure, let's do it if you already pre-rolled it. I was just trying to make it faster.
Oh, all right. Well, no, so then I ended up getting a 3 out of 68 on the detect obstacles.
Okay. Then you have no travel. Don't roll the percentile. Then you're fine.
Oh, okay. And then
You
I
totally
got a
navigate cleanly.
nice. And then I got a 78 out of 98 to determine accuracy and time.
Okay.
That's including the modification of step 2. And then, as usual, with Kynnoch, a 91 out of 38 to leave the warp.
Fuck
U-turn.
Right.
Should have gave you to the orcs.
So you show up at the time you were supposed to originally show up
Yeah. There we
without
go.
the work situation and
Yeah.
extra travel. However,
In the starship.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's you are too close to the star in that system, and you're gonna go ahead and take how many points, like physical armor points, does your ship have? I don't even remember.
Space use.
We're not a
armor
hardy ship.
14.
14.
Shields 1.
Shields won't matter in this case. So 14. Is that so? That's armor. I'm guessing.
Yeah, turret rating 1, shields 1, armor 14, hull integrity 32.
Okay. armor and hull integrity are halved.
Oof.
Oh,
Damage until you fix that. And I'm going to say they'll figure out some calculation for how much it costs you profit factor wise to do that. Because that's a huge failure. Twice.
that is, yeah. I kind of skipped the exiting the warp lessons.
Yeah, you kind of just come out wherever.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It doesn't go well.
I'm really awesome at getting in there, but
So you're going to have. So that is until you get to a place to dry dock and fix your ship. This place is not that. Agusia is not that.
You're welcome.
So you show up, like, as you warp in, it's like you actually feel the heat of the sun. Essentially just shredding through the armor and hull of your ship. So close that, I mean, you're going fast, so it's only for a split second, but for a split second, it's like being, in the fires of hell as you are so close to a sun, your ship is essentially fucking melting as you're flying. Just searing off armor, the hull itself.
We exit the warp. Everything is bathed in a whitish red, in a yellow red light.
Yeah, you the sensors see nothing other than just blinding electromagnetic energy. And then as you're slowing down, you're far enough away from the sun's corona that you're no longer melting. But your ship has taken a lot of damage from exiting that closely.
Yeah, Venari's just screaming, "Status report! I need a status report!"
So I have an ability that lets me see nearby perils. Would the sun be that?
What do you mean? I see nearby perils. Yeah, going closer to it would be bad. Exiting at that point, it would have been. You would have definitely, as you came out of warp, you detected that it was a very peril. Super, super perilous.
So I'm assuming there's like all kinds of
no systems
off on the bridge.
So no systems themselves are damaged. So no system hard points are damaged, but the structural integrity and armor has been compromised by a bit. You've taken a fuck ton of damage. It just hasn't damaged anything directly yet.
Okay.
For the moment.
Jarnan's gonna lean towards Venari and whisper into his ear, "I told you heretics burn."
Oh,
fuck.
He just rubs his fucking temples. He doesn't say anything.
that cannot be a coincidence that all this happened.
Who said that? He starts laying around.
Way to fuck us, Captain. See ya.
If that's like a random crewman, he fucking gets shot.
Oh, it absolutely was. Yeah, it's that guy.
Give me a persuasion.
Persuasion?
No, for Kynnoch.
Oh, for me?
It was that guy.
I am very persuasive. No, I'm not. What is
He's gonna shoot
persuasive?
Kynnoch.
I don't have anything.
It doesn't matter. Are you untrained or are?
I have no training in anything like that.
Then half your fellowship roll against it.
That's an 11 out of 16.
You don't get shot.
Kynnoch is like, it was that guy, and a crew member's like, it wasn't me. But Venari's really sure it sounded just like that guy.
And he still has
You
those
shoot
like,
that guy?
yeah, he's got the whispers and shit from before. Like people are talking about him. He thinks it's starting to spread. Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking blast him. Fucking chest explodes.
I am
He
totally
drops.
okay with rolling a 91 on my exit the warp just for that moment.
And the crew is like,
He looks around, like his eyes are like fucking bugged out a little bit, like he's fucking.
Who's
Like-
next?
Yeah, he just starts like looking around. He like looks down at the gun. He looks at the guy. Clean his shit up. Bring somebody else in here.
people just sprint to grab him, and they start dragging the body out. And like someone, they're like calling to get someone to take his place, like
Get a
immediately.
space mop.
Yeah. They're like, we are gonna get aye, Lord Captain. Aye, Lord Captain. And like everyone looks terrified, not just because of the current. It was not just that scenario, but like everything added together. They are fucking freaked. I'm gonna give a low. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna do a lower roll real quick.
So he's looking around. He's all twitchy and shit. He like slowly puts the pistol away. He turns to go to like sit back down in the captain's chair, but then he like catches Jarnan kind of like standing there. So he like turns and like starts to sit and like catches you out of the corner of eye. And he like stands back up again real fast and kind of like starts walking around the bridge, so you're not next to him again.
Yeah, Jarnan's gonna slowly kind of make his flamer a little more accessible while watching you.
So Mace is going to
crew-
pull out his extra flask that he has and takes a quick sip, making sure Jarnan doesn't see him while he's looking at everyone moping around the bridge.
Yeah, so everyone is fucking freaking out. They go to get him away. Everyone looks kind of freaked out at the latest series events. Not only because they heard whispers, and then there was a fucking orc trade where you said that they got teeth and a bunch of other shit they didn't understand because they don't know what the fuck orcs are or what. They're like, what the fuck is he talking about? There's teeth in the grain, and then like we just did a deal with aliens or Xenos. What the fuck? What's fucking happening? He just shot this guy. So the crew seems pretty freaked out. But you are now within orbit of Agusia. I would say not worse for wear, but you're pretty worse for wear at this point. Functionally. You haven't taken damage, but your ship's kind of fucked a bit. And your crew ain't so great at the moment.
So like he's walking around, and then he looks at like the fucking monitor screen or whatever, and as they're kind of coming in, the planet's getting a little bit bigger and bigger. And he stops and he cocks his head, turns back around, and he looks at Jarnan and he just holds out his hand.
And Jarnan is going to hand him back his flask.
He takes a step back from you and then uncorks it and takes a huge fucking slug.
And finds that it's empty.
Ah!
He's like shaking it, throws it on the ground, and he snaps. Jarvis! Fucking skull comes puttering over. You see him like fucking dip down, fucking grabs a bottle, comes like he loops around Jarnan, supposed to like cutting between the two of them. Puts his hand up, grabs a bottle.
It tastes delicious.
I bet it does. But he hasn't had any in a while, so like he'll take a big slug, and then he just holds his hand back up. Skull's fucking putters by, fucking snatches it.
Sure. You feel a little buzzed. It helps.
He feels a little better.
I mean, all in all, it's a little better.
So we are here. Need to assess the damage to the ship thanks to circumstances. He kind of waves his hand. Once we have a report on that, we will best assess how to proceed. Scans, of course. Emmaus, if you want to start on that, see if there's anything down here.
Okay. Do I need to roll for that?
Overall, no. If you just want general information about the planet, if you're looking for something specifically odd, perhaps, but what you get from your general scans, that this is Agusia is a cemetery world. This is where essentially bodies are taken that are not recycled / not recycled. That's not policy, but it is policy. So some, members of the Imperium are transported here for burial. The world is not by any means, advanced per se. It's not like a hive world where there's massive cities. It's basically a giant, necropolis / mortuary or mausoleum sort of planet. So there are hubs where craft land. They have landing pads and those sorts of things. But as far as the general sort of makeup of the planet, the vast majority are crypts with spaceports where various craft will land to deposit their goods / bodies. Unless you want to do a scan for something else.
Well, actually, I was wondering if Kynnoch could use his Void Watcher power right now. It has the possibility of revealing hidden dangers such as mines, void creatures, and concealed ships, as well as more mundane perils like asteroids and debris.
Sure.
All right, so I need to make a perception check. Modified by range and size of potential objects as the GM thinks appropriate, and I can detect things up to 5,000 kilometers.
That's pretty far. Okay.
And that is a 49 out of 58. So
you don't detect any space-borne obstacles between the ship and Agusia.
Okay, I'll kind of on deck wise be closer to Emmaus for this, just so I can easily transfer information to him, and I will explain it. It appears clear from here, unless you want to scan additionally.
Is there anywhere specifically we wanted to go or land or look for, or are we just going to set down?
Well, the demon wanted us to come here. I assume it will know when we enter the atmosphere or enter the necropoli.
I mean,
won't
the
be able-
spaceports do have cities around them. Obviously, people tend them, so it's not just like an empty like place. There are like administratum offices and things, right? Like there are cities that manage the burials, but again, the vast majority of the planet are crypts.
No.
I guess the I should probably have that named. The capital of the planet is Halivar. That is the largest port on the planet. Halivar.
Okay. Well, I mean, probably like he's scrolling through the screens. Halivar is the biggest port. Probably land there and begin our quest from there. Perhaps as we get dirt side, Kynnoch will be able to detect this presence and give us a direction which we want to travel.
Okay, so we'll head towards there. Do you need me to make a roll to bring it down or anything, or?
No. Nope.
Okay.
You're good as far as like it's pretty standard docking. It's nothing crazy.
Okay.
As you come in, you hear an automated or some sort of likely augmented tech priest communique.
Ship detected. Approaching. Agusia space. Hallerman port. Approach. Identify yourself.
This is Rogue Trader Venari Hallerman of the Heretic Spain. We are requesting a docking berth.
Please communicate authentication codes.
Do I typically do that, or would Emmaus do that? I don't even know.
Emmaus would do that.
He just kind of waves his hand at Emmaus. I assume it's a button push or two, right?
Push the big-
Authentication approved. Docking bay 36. Approved for landing. Commence at your leisure.
Thank you.
So head to 36 then. And push the big red button that brings us down.
Yeah, you get in your orbit, get your docking situation set up, land at the docking bay.
Well,
It's-
sir, go ahead.
Very ominous, sort of just landscape. Everything's fairly dark and worn down. Sort of reminds you of, like the future scenes of a Terminator movie. Except this is by design.
Is there a breathable atmosphere? Do we have to be like
Yeah.
suited up?
Yeah. No. It's breathable. Everything's totally, normal Earth atmosphere, or M-class planet, however you want to describe it. What looks like some sort of low-level administratum official approaches after you dock. Greetings. I am Brock Turner. I'm the dock officer for this set of berths. And you are?
Rogue Trader Venari Hallerman. And this
Pleasure.
is my crew.
Your code's checked out, so everything looks to be in order. If I could be of assistance, obviously, I am able to help resupply and move any cargo you need. Otherwise, please let me know. You're free, obviously, with your credentials to do as you wish. Otherwise, let me know if I can be of service.
Indeed. Best place to find a drink around here.
I would say Necropolis, obviously. A bit tongue-in-cheek as far as naming, but that would be the hot spot of Halavar.
Excellent.
It's hard to miss. You'll notice the signs.
Much
He kind of
obliged.
like waves his hand, and there's, within the city, it's rather dimly lit overall, but there are large sort of lights around what looks to be a massive sort of structure, likely some sort of entertainment bar, gambling, sort of casino type facility in the distance.
Okay. Would we need to resupply? Like, we don't talk about stuff like that very often. Would it be common practice after dropping out of the warp to?
Yeah, I'm sure you'd get like something. Did I just name this guy? Did I just say Brock Turner? Is that
You did.
a rapist?
I was really hoping for Lesnar.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that guy's a rapist. Sorry, it was what was in the front of my mind. But that's a canon now.
It is. Better than Tim.
Okay.
Anywho,
We'll
Tim.
I'm sure we'll kill him.
the Enchanter. Don't worry, this guy's gonna go to jail this time. He's not getting off with probation if he rapes anybody in this game. Like the other guy should have. His future should be ruined because he's a rapist. That's canon. Anywho.
Yep.
Okay. What John looked like he was
I see John over there.
John looked
marking, so I'm going
incredulous.
to edit.
At
No,
calling
I'm shaking
Brock Turner a rapist. He had sex with an unconscious lady behind a dumpster. That equals a rapist.
I'm shaking my
Definitely
head
a
yes
rapist.
in agreement.
That guy's a
Shaking my head in
rapist.
agreement.
This guy, not a rapist, because I'm saying he isn't, but if he did, he would not just get probation. Because I don't care if it ruins his future and whether he's a swimmer or not. This Brock Turner, if he rapes a lady in this game, is going to jail.
Or
Or
burned
being
alive.
executed. Because the God Emperor doesn't take that shit lightly. You can't fuck a girl that's passed out behind a dumpster and get away with it in the God Emperor's universe. I would have said, that's right, Jarnan, burn him alive at the stake. Eat that, Brock Turner in real life. Brock Turner in this game is an upstanding citizen. But you are not, and I wish you would have gone to jail. Put that in the after credits. Hashtag Brock Turner should have gone to jail. You white privilege motherfucker.
Or had his dick gnawed off by a pit bull.
Amy, I agree. Yeah. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. I don't like rapists. This trigger warning is rapists beware. I don't fucking take it lightly. I don't like it. Don't do it. If a girl's passed out behind a dumpster, maybe be a gentleman and call somebody for help. She's passed out behind a dumpster. Guys, help her out. Why would you put a penis in her? It's gross.
Yeah,
and
who knows-
weird and
agree.
illegal and horrible.
Penises
Also-
are gross.
Who knows?
A
what's in that
gentleman
dumpster?
would have,
Right.
yeah, like a gentleman would have like called somebody. At worst, an Uber. At best, maybe the police. I don't know. But at least two Swedish gentlemen stopped him. So it looks like the Swedes are better gentlemen than us. In what world are Swedes better gentlemen than Americans?
Hey, I'm Swedish. Never mind. I withdraw
They have,
my complaint.
they do have great meatballs.
If they are theirs, and they have great, very cheap, put it together yourself furniture
They do.
that made me want to kill myself.
Hey, better than the cheap
You know how-
Walmart put together furniture, though.
Oh yeah, for
So-
sure. Yeah, their furniture is great, but it took me 5 hours to put the dresser together once, and I'm not kidding you. I believe there 80. One of the packages had 60 some screws. That was one package. There were another 20 to 30 screws. It was very difficult. Anywho, I apologize. Should I rename this guy? Can we redo it?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Rock. Okay, here we go.
Rock
hold on.
Learner.
No. Okay, hold on. I'm
Rock
gonna John,
burner.
get rid of
I need a good clear one so I can cut the other one out.
I got it. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Hold on. What did I say? I'm your dock official, Rock Standler. There you go. That's clean. Edit that in.
That was good.
I'm all
Even if it sounds weird, you can just put it wherever you need it. If you need me to do another one, cut it to me later. I'll do it.
Nope, that should be good.
Okay.
Makes
So
him a
now you
little
got
bit more
that.
smarmy. Yeah.
I did sound a little more smarmy, but his
That's-
name's
he's
Rock
a
Standler
good
now.
guy. Yeah.
Right?
Rock Standler.
Rock Stan-
That's pretty smarmy sounding.
He is a swarmy motherfucker.
So yeah, he would give him a data pad with whatever information it was, whatever they needed to restock or whatever. I'm assuming he's got people on board to handle that stuff when they get
Yeah,
work on.
yeah. All that stuff is like routine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He was wondering if you wanted to ask him anything.
He looks to the crew, kind of raises an eyebrow, like he has the information he needs right now.
Touche.
I mean, he wouldn't know about a warp demon, so I mean that's the only reason why we're here. So
Very unlikely. If you ask him, hey, where can I find the warp demon that just came here? And he had an answer, you have a problem.
he would be a dead guy.
Yeah, it'd be a fucking problem for all of you if he had an answer to that question.
Yeah,
One way or another, you don't want him to know that.
Yeah, Venari doesn't have any questions because he's unconcerned other than the task at hand. So
Sure.
if anybody else, no.
Okay.
Because
So the question is, do you want to go to Necropolis, the bar? And in that case, the question is, do we leave that break for next time, or do you want to do any of the initial stuff that you want to do there? If your idea is just drinking and carousing, then there's no real reason to role play a lot of that. So we could say you go there and start drinking.
Is this going to be another session where Venari stays behind and all of us go and actually do something?
Never again.
We don't know.
Come on. The last time turned out so well.
God, that was a great scene, though.
It was.
It really fucked up a lot of people. It's
I
great.
mean,
Yep.
Pretty great.
in the long run, it actually did work out.
It
It
worked out
honor-
perfect.
Look, to be fair, worked out really great on accident. But could have gone very badly, but you guys do a very good job of recovering from that shit.
We do.
I prefer
How
to
we
say the God Emperor chose our path for us.
He does shine upon you quite brightly.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, if these guys don't object, and I wouldn't expect that they really would, then yeah, I mean, Venari just starts walking towards the bar. I mean, we just got in. The ship's fucked up. I haven't had a drink in like 2 months. That's got to change.
Does it? Does it?
I mean, yeah.
Neil, question for you. What is the range on senescence?
It's a great question. I believe it depends on your role in some part, but it can be. I would give it, potentially kilometers.
Really? Okay.
You
All
know.
right.
Like, so by that I mean if you like if someone's using a like if there's a huge, it depends on what you're looking for, right? So like if it's like, I want to know if another Navigator exists on this planet, well, you're not going to do that, right? Like, you might know a Navigator in your area, like within like a room or two.
Yeah.
But if there's like some crazy warp disturbance, you might know that for kilometers.
Like a fucking demon.
Potentially, depending on the power of said demon. Sure. Yeah. You might be able to do. You could possibly detect that at quite a distance, for sure. Just like you did, like when there was the big disturbance, like when all the psychers, sacrificed themselves on the planet. You kind of felt like a warp disturbance. You could feel like a huge, powerful thing from quite far, and again, like in a general direction, not like a pinpoint. And then obviously, as things scale down, right, it kind of scales into like the room you're in. You could detect a psyker, or even a psychic power for sure, likely, or a psyker even not using a power. You could probably detect in a room you're in, or maybe like even between like a floor of a building or something. But you wouldn't be able to say, Cerebro, like all the psychers on a planet,
right?
Or whatever, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I figured we're at least, so in Kynnoch's mind, we're chasing a demon, or at the very least, we're here on a demon's behalf. So they're,
or at least at its suggestion.
Right, exactly. So seeing if there's anything kind of major that could give us a point of direction.
Yeah, give me a senescence check.
All right. 57 out of what's senescence? Perception. 57 out of 58.
You feel so are you at Necropolis yet, or are you on the dock still? Where are we?
I assume we're like walking on the way while Kynnoch is there.
Okay, walking on the way to Necropolis, you Kynnoch feels not directly in the direction of Necropolis, but nearby it, a warp presence of undetermined strength, and then it sort of fades beyond that, and you can't quite tell if it fades from your perception or if it's blocked beyond a certain point.
Okay. Kynnoch then will put his hand on Jarnan's shoulder. And say there is a slight detection of the warp in the area. However, something potentially more powerful than I has also been able to manipulate it, to drag it, or hinder my capabilities to detect it.
Are you able to detect it enough to give us a general direction to travel?
I could lead us towards it. And he'll kind of... So you said it was kind of like not quite Necropolis, but...
It's toward Necropolis, maybe. So, like, if Necropolis is directly in front of you, it would be sort of 10 degrees askew and perhaps slightly further than Necropolis, for example.
Yeah, so I'll just kind of nod, like, off to the side a little bit.
You may be able to determine more, if once you're at
Closer.
If you decide to go to Necropolis, perhaps you would be able to pinpoint more from there, or you could head sort of directly toward that direction if you wanted as well.
All right. Well, unfortunately, this may mean we'll have to leave this establishment.
I just assume that you would prefer to know ahead of time so that perhaps we can begin to divert our captain before he gets into his festivities.
Yeah, like I said, looks like we're going to have to leave this establishment. Let's go get him.
And Kynnoch at that point will kind of like pull off of Jarnan a little bit.
Yeah, I assume I'm just like a little ahead of you guys.
Hmm.
Like he didn't set off on his own. I assume this is all happening as we're kind of like walking.
Yeah, I assume you're all
And I
there
even like
together.
if Jarnan is a little close to Venari, like keeping an eye on him, the hand on the shoulder could have even been like a slow down a little bit, like.
Yeah. So then, as you're approaching, I assume Venari continues on toward Necropolis.
Man, he probably doesn't like notice them stop or slow down, like, especially if Emmaus is walking with him. He's just.
I mean, there's no
randomly-
reason that you would stop for any reason. Like they're not like stopping. So
Yeah. He's just chatting up Emmaus. Nothing of any particular import.
You arrive at Necropolis. It's
Yeah.
So as you're walking through, obviously the city is very utilitarian. The buildings are, some version of concrete with rather simple windows. The people are rather plainly dressed. As you get closer to Necropolis, there seems to be some businesses. It seems to be sort of the entertainment, restaurant sort of district, with Necropolis as the sort of tongue-in-cheek, de facto gathering place of that particular area. It has, it's not fancy by any means, but definitely more has gone into making it hospitable than most of the buildings around. It looks rather well trodden and seems to be some sort of, casino / entertainment / bar / house of ill repute sort of deal.
Okay. I mean, if we're there, he goes in. The Jarvis has a fresh bottle of Amasec because he's going to try to peddle his stuff here as well.
Okay.
Always working.
Okay. Who are you gonna peddle that to? Are you gonna so when you go in, there's not like really an ID or anything. There's people that can show you wherever. There's bars. It's sort of a club sort of atmosphere, just sort of people drinking, dancing, that sort of thing.
Is there like a hostess or something like that?
Yeah. As you walk in, there's several that would approach. Very attractive women. One walks up. Welcome to Necropolis. We're here to make your stay as pleasurable as possible.
That's good to hear. We'll circle back around to that when we get the chance. But who happens to own this fine establishment? Is that someone that you could put me into contact with?
We don't just give away the contact information for the owner without being invited.
Understand.
As I'm sure you know, they get several requests.
I'm sure. Probably not from Venari Hallerman, of course, but I understand there's certain protocol. He snaps his hands and the skull kind of like putters down. He puts his hand out. You see, I have this, my own brand of Amasec. You see, it's quite rich, little peaty. Very, very good. I'm always looking to share in new markets. This seems like a very, if you'll pardon the pun, a vibrant place, if you will. I'm looking to see whether or not there would be any interest in perhaps procuring some of this very fine Amasec.
I mean, perhaps I could put you in contact with one of the managers. But the owner herself, I couldn't say that I even have a way to contact. That's a little above my pay grade. As a hostess, sure you imagine.
Indeed. I guess we'll start with the manager then, if you please.
She bows and walks over to a desk, whispers a bit, points to you. Obviously, you're wearing finery and fairly fancy things. You're not the general street trash. And a large man comes out dressed in a suit. Looks fairly well-to-do. Greetings. My name is Nico Castile. I am the manager on duty at Necropolis. One of our hostesses says you would like to speak to me about some sort of business opportunity.
He gives him a big bow. He says, "Indeed, yes, I am rogue trader Venari Hallerman. I have this, if I do say so myself, a very fine brand of Amasec. I'm looking to see if you may be interested in perhaps procuring said brand."
Perhaps, pardon my ignorance, but a rogue trader on Agusia, what are you doing here? We don't get many of your kind. We try, obviously, to entertain the locals, but it's someone of your ilk, not common.
Indeed, yes, the work tends to be a fickle mistress. We have undergone a little bit of damage. Perhaps we may be here a little longer than I would have liked to have been. We were on our way to far-flung places, and yet we find ourselves here.
It's unfortunate that this place is so dead.
Indeed.
it's a joke. Again, this is one of the places that you can have good times on Agusia, but it's a pretty somber affair most of the time. Alcohol, I guess, could does help make people forget their cares. So perhaps, uh, if you have a sample, I'd be happy to pass it on to our manager, the owner, if you will.
Yes, indeed. Perhaps you'd like to have a little taste. A little parched myself.
Are you serving it through the skull or through?
No, the skull's just carrying it around. I have it in my hand now, or it's on the table
Okay.
or whatever.
He's like, please pour. Far be it for me to refuse a drink from a gentleman.
Are we saying that the skull has the glasses in it, or if not, he just asks one of the hosts to bring over a couple glasses?
Either way, whatever one you prefer.
The skull's got a couple glasses in
Skull
it.
wine. Skull wine.
It they stack inside each other. It slides up into the thing.
Yeah.
So the skull slides, comes back over.
He seems somewhat to very amused by that.
Yeah, he just holds his hand out, and the skull puts things in, so puts them out, kind of polishes them a little bit, pours them up. Maybe 2 fingers worth.
He takes a pretty long draw on it. This is good. It's perhaps something we could, perhaps we could make some money on here.
So Venari's holding his glass. He hasn't taken a sip yet, so he just tinks his glass to the other guy's glass, takes a slug, and he says, "It will be a pleasure to do business with you guys."
I'll put in a good word, and perhaps we could create a further discussion.
Excellent. I look forward to meeting with your owner.
In the meantime, please show yourselves around and tell the hostess that Nico said you deserve the VIP treatment.
You flatter me, sir.
Well, far be it for me to stand in the way of a rogue trader and his pleasures, particularly on such a humble planet.
He just gives him a wink. So
he
starts to make himself ready.
snaps, and like a hostess runs over and starts showing you through to like beyond the like peon stations of like the low class bar stuff to like the high end VIP high roller sort of like gambling tables, bar. There's like high end escort looking ladies and all the super hot hostesses and waitresses are back there, and waiters for whatever is your game.
Do they actually get me back there before Kynnoch and Jarnan come in, or do they not come in at all?
I don't know.
Kynnoch is usually not welcome. And it's like while they will allow him in, large groups of people are not usually his thing.
If you have your third eye covered and you're with Venari at this point, they would welcome you to do whatever it is you want. If you're with him, he's a VIP. I mean, it's not often someone with their own label of Amasec comes in, let alone a rogue trader peddling it. So that's kind of a crazy, weird situation. So they're kind of like, this fucking guy, we don't know. We got to treat this guy good.
Yeah, then Kynnoch will hang back to see what Jarnan and Emmaus' move is.
Jarnan will kind of wait probably like a minute and then follow Venari in. Make sure he's, not giving them a bad name.
Moi?
He already has.
Yeah, it's not a surprise.
I would have walked in and just sat down and grabbed the drink while Venari was talking. I would have just been sitting down and just looking around and checking everything out. So I was already in there.
Okay. Well, as you're drinking, he has that conversation, and you see him walk with like two hostesses and the entire. Well, if they're waiting behind you, they are kind of waiting, but you see him sort of being given the VIP, kind of walk in, and I'm assuming he notices you and gives you some sort of nod if you want to follow into the High Rollers area.
Yeah, I assume Ennis is following in.
Definitely.
Man after
Okay.
my own heart.
Yeah, you go in. It's a well. God, there's a word for it that I'm not remembering because it's too late.
Decadent?
There's a word for like. Anyway, it's a fancy, well decorated,
Posh.
much higher end area that you're shown to, with much wealthier looking citizens. These are likely higher level Imperium members, perhaps a rogue trader even might potentially be there. Unlikely, but well dressed, obviously well funded members of society. As you walk in, you are greeted pleasantly. They're willing to give you whatever drinks or entertainment or whatever that you like. And unless you have a specific goal, I will say you carouse for a bit, and we'll pick it up from there.
Sounds good. I like it.
Party time.
I'm assuming all the music's very goth, though, right?
Yeah. It's like if, you
Goth
know...
trap music.
Yeah, well, it's like, if a vampire had a fancy party, or like, like one of the like elite vampires in Blade, except without the blood sprinklers. Maybe there are blood sprinklers.
Or with, who knows?
You don't know.
Who knows what the
Yeah.
VIP room looks like?
You have to
That's
pay
right.
extra for that.
So,
Venari knows.
that's a fetish I don't want to get into. Let's not get into that, guys. Yeah, so you don't really have any you don't really get any profit factor differences, but I'll give you 200 XP for having a good time and getting some shit done.
Did we?
Getting off that fucking planet. You got that.
Hey guys,
We
don't
got
just
out of-
give us XP
you know what?
if we go places.
Getting off planets is good for us.
Yeah. I mean, most of my problem is being on a planet for so long that I've been like, I don't even have ideas for what we're doing on this planet anymore. For fuck's sake. I didn't plan on us being here this long. So.
I
But,
mean, that's fair.
yeah. But now we're off some planets, and now I have some more things churning in the background. So,
Nice.
good
Like
time.
Stenker orcs.
That's gonna be real bad, guys.
I'm so excited for what happens to those orcs. I made a note of it. It's great.
Oh fuck, he made a note.
Of course. Like, if you fucking gave, you gave literally tons of fucking warp-tainted grain to a bunch of fucking orcs in a system, you know that shit's gonna go awry. And I love it. It's gonna be
Totally worth it.
it's gonna be great. And then so many things that are just fucking like just smoldering in the background, waiting for you to discover that it's gonna be fun. Shit, there's one of the things that I decided a long time ago. You haven't even made it there, so you don't even know. And then eventually you will, and you're gonna be like, "Fuck my life."
Let's make sure that never happens. Just to fuck with Neil's long-term plans.
That's all right. The orcs can show up anywhere, as long as I spec out some ships ahead of time. Mostly, I just didn't want to have ship combat, so I'm really glad you rolled well.
I want to have ship combat.
Well, I want
Not
to,
against
but
the frigate.
I didn't look up the rules. But a cruiser, I felt like John's not gonna want to fight a fucking cruiser because that's death.
I have a navigator power specifically designed for ship combat that I've never been able to use.
Oh, really? Well, I do mean to have some more ship combat. I do mean to do that. I just didn't look. I wasn't prepared for like a full-on ship combat tonight, so I didn't look up those rules. I'll look them up.
I'm not going to Emmaus and fuck some shit up.
Because I do want to have it. It's worth having.
Yeah, even if you were prepared, we weren't fighting a fucking cruiser.
Well, that's why I made it a cruiser, because I figured you're not going to fucking just like fire off on that.
That's what we are.
Like, it's a really bad idea to just fucking shoot an orc cruiser out of nowhere.
It's like trying to catch a bumblebee. That's what we are.
It'd be kind of like trying to catch a bumblebee that for some reason thinks it has a 12-pound cannon attached to it.
Yeah.
Thinks that it does. That's what orcs are. They just think it, and it's true.
Doesn't work to our advantage, guys.
Welcome to orc magic.
That's my next character.
Or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so. All right. That was a thing. And we'll have some dialogue next time, hopefully, with characters.
Yay, more dialogue.
Yeah, I don't think that dialogue is our issue.
Really? Oh, if people don't want that, then I'll get some fights.
Well, so
Don't worry,
I
guys,
thought,
we'll get some fights.
I thought they were going to steer me away before any of that transpired. Like, he grabs the bottle, and Jarnan's like, nope, come on. And he's like, but wait a minute.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought they were going to drag you toward
Yeah, me too.
the
I'm
energy
very interested.
was or whatever. So
Yeah, I'm interested
I
to see
didn't-
what Jarnan's plan is.
I was like, well, we'll see what happens. But you guys go to Necropolis, so there you go.
It's good. It's good for Venari. All right. Well, we'll pick that up with some dialogue next time. We'll get to it later. All right.
Beady ball.
That's pretty much it. So we'll shield now. So we've got Neil's Birds of a Feather Coffee Company. There's the Legendary Brew. It's a nice medium roast. A little bit of the money comes back to the podcast if you order that. If you use 10%, if you use the code Legends10, you're going to get 10% off your order, and shipping is always free. There are also some other really good flavors of coffee, different roasts over at Birds of a Feather. So you can use the ridiculous slug in the show notes, or go to tinyurl.com/legendary brew, or you could just go to Birds of a Feather and order some of the cool stuff over there.
It's birdsofafeathercoffeecompany.com. If you just go to birdsofafeather.com, I don't know where it takes you, or Google Birds of a Feather Coffee and you'll get it.
I'm interested now.
Either way, it's good coffee.
This is excellent coffee. Actually,
Not
I
just
have to
good
take
coffee.
an order.
It's like the best coffee. Also, several of you have ordered not just the Legends Brew, or Legendary Brew. So, kudos to branching out, trying some other stuff too. Because
FYI,
don't order the Legends, we don't get any
birdsofafeather.com
money.
is a gated gay and lesbian community of homes in New Mexico.
so go there for all of your coffee needs. If you want coffee, go to whatever
Go to New Mexico.
community in New Mexico. Probably doesn't roast coffee, so
I don't think that could have worked out any better.
That's a very interesting owner of a very broad URL. How did they get that? I would love to know. Well, we should have a whole show on that. Yeah, so that's not us. But we do roast coffee.
Add coffee at the end, and you're good.
I think it's Coffee Company. Birds Coffee Company. It's
Oh, there you
Birds. Actually, it's just Birds Coffee Company.
There you go.
Or just Google Birds of a Feather Coffee. Or Birds Coffee. I suck. I should rename this. I don't. Just
Let John
like
do it.
blur, blur, blur. It's gonna be named like Blur Blob Coffee. That
Neil,
way, it's just
just-
like one thing.
Yeah, just let John do it.
If you use the link in the show notes, the header comes up, and you can still get to Bird's Coffee if you want to check out the other flavors.
Use that, and it's not technically like flavored, so don't expect it to be like vanilla because I get asked that.
Yeah.
But it's not that. But there has other
Other roasts.
flavored notes. There's other roasts and other beans and other goodness. So like, do that, guys. And
If you want vanilla coffee, drop a little dab of vanilla extract in there for you.
yeah, or die
Because why are you drinking coffee?
because you should just fucking drink milk or something. I don't know. You want vanilla coffee? Go to Starfucks. If you want great coffee that tastes great because just coffee, that's what Birds of a Feather Coffee Company is about. Just great coffee. So great, you're going to need new pants because coffee makes you poop them.
Oh, I thought we were going somewhere else with that.
Oh, I thought sometimes you got to poop after you drink coffee. So maybe you
That
poop,
works too.
and it's like the best coffee. So it's like the most poop.
Okay, I mean, I don't know if that's a great selling point, but
Here's Bird's new slogan because it's 12:30, and when I get tired, here's Bird's new slogan: "Coffee's so good, you're gonna poop."
That gives you the best poops.
That's it. Bird's coffee, you're gonna poop them. How about that? Anybody? Nobody? Well, you probably won't poop your pants.
Probably.
I don't.
Maybe.
I don't, and I drink my coffee all the time. But it does taste great, and sometimes I poop after. But not.
And you also wear Depends, though. So
I do, so it doesn't matter. I can just
yeah, exactly.
take them off.
Just in case.
Take them right off.
Always be prepared.
Yep. ABC, always be coffee pooping. But have Depends so you can be.
Oh man, no. A B C D. Always be coffee dumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always
Yep.
blast coffee in Depends. I've ruined my own coffee brand
You have.
in
It's gone.
literally less than 2 minutes. You're
we should
welcome.
probably try to cut these by midnight. It's like the witching hour.
I get real punchy after midnight, so like I'll say anything and I don't care. So
He hasn't
said
asshole yet.
It's a good thing that I edit.
I
the
haven't.
podcast.
You know what? I'm not even going to get into buttholes, and but there's not going to be any butthole talk on this, other than the talk about not talking about it.
Other than how drinking Birds of a Feather coffee makes your butthole feel afterwards.
You mean great? 'Cause it
Rich and
does.
flavorful.
I don't like that. That doesn't sound good at all.
Oh, to each their own.
I mean, I don't know if anybody wants to describe a butthole as flavorful. That just seems like something's wrong there. I don't know about it.
All right, so we should probably wrap this up
The
then.
bowl.
Yeah. Wrap it up, John. Cut all this out. Who's
All right,
still,
I'm gonna cut
who's
all
here?
this
If anyone's
Nope,
still
this is
here,
it.
I
This is
hope
the
it's
pitch.
Jeremy, and excuse our butthole talk.
Yep.
And if anyone else is still here, I'm sorry for everything. But in the meantime, buy Birds of a Feather coffee. It's delicious coffee. It's roasted to order, and it's roasted by this cool guy right here that also entertains you for free on the internet. And so I can also caffeinate you for not free on the internet.
And it makes your
Think about
butthole
it.
bold and flavorful.
Sure. Let's go with that.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for checking this out. We'll catch you next time.